I'll pick up the slack, Mayor. You can count on
Don't
me.
disappoint us.
Well, let's just read them by title, Mayor, and move on.
You'll have to get a second.
Y'all heard from the majority.
I missed my first meeting in 6 years and nobody even noticed.
Oh, we noticed. We did notice.
And I intentionally didn't tell you I was going to be gone.
Well, I did notice that. That's why.
We'll go ahead and get started, even though the red light's been on for a little bit. Call all of our crosstalk. So we got agenda meeting this afternoon. We'll be reviewing those action items, which will be formally addressed next Tuesday, September 16th. At 6 p.m. right here at City Hall. We have the Honorable Karen Scott going to provide us the overview, or at least call on some others to provide that overview of these action items. Karen?
Thank you, Mayor. This evening we have Cole McCaskill from the Hot Springs Metro Partnership and Chamber, the VP of Economic Development, to present our monthly economic development report. Cole?
Thank you very much, Mayor, Directors. Good afternoon. Gary is out leading the DC fly-in with several of your colleagues right now. He sends his regards. I'm here to give the August Economic Development Report. We started the month, Gary and Hannah are updating the videos for the In the Schools workforce presentation. They shot a video at National Park Medical Center with CEO Scott Bailey and several of his staff. On the 5th of August, I worked with a new prospect on the Army-Navy Hospital. I talked with AEDC about a new industrial property listing in Hot Springs. And I talked with the project manager at AEDC about a new project as well. On the 6th, the Garys did their workforce presentation for the faculties of Fountain Lake and Jessieville schools. The headline on the 7th was Jessieville 3rd and 4th graders lead the state in math proficiency. We congratulate them on an incredible designation to be #1 in the state. On the 8th, Gary met with the MSA group and included the new CEO of the Texarkana Chamber. Later that day, I had another call with an AEDC project manager about a new prospect. On the 9th, Gary headed to the Southern Economic Development Council meeting where he was elected the Arkansas State Director for that organization for the second time. On the 11th, I had a new meeting with AEDC about a new manufacturing prospect. On the 14th, the partnership had our monthly board meeting, and the audit for 2024 was presented and approved. On the 15th and the 16th, Gary and our incoming chair of the board, Carol Bales, attended the ORVA convention, the Ouachita River Valley Association convention here in Hot Springs. And Gary has a special note here to thank Sheila Winter for all of her hard work in helping him out with that. On the 15th, I had a call with a new business prospect. And then later that day, we got word that we had 4 Hot Springs business leaders make the class for Leadership Arkansas this year. As you've probably heard Gary talk about, we have a committee that's charged with getting local leaders statewide recognition and nominating for statewide awards. And that's something this committee works on as well. And so in the class this year, we have Karen Kitchens from JP Morgan Chase Bank, Jonathan Hamner from Craft and Toll, Brad Hall from Oaklawn, and Jason Hudnall from ASMSA. We congratulate them on that new adventure. Let's see, on the 19th, there was the groundbreaking for the new grant at the Maurice Bathhouse, which is going to be an absolute boon to downtown and Bathhouse Row. We were featured in an article in Arkansas Money and Politics magazine called Bright Lights Big City. Metro Chambers evolve with the times. Great to have that recognition. On the 20th, I had a chat with some site consultants about one of our new industrial real estate opportunities. On the 20th and the 21st, Gary Jackson and I headed to the Mid-America Aerospace and Defense Summit in Bentonville to meet with our 5 local aerospace companies in Hot Springs that were taking part in that. We got some good FaceTime with them while we were there. On the 21st, our CFO Cheryl helped host the Arkansas SHRM Conference, which was at the Hot Springs Convention Center. On the 21st, Gary attended the Tri-Lakes NPO policy meeting in which the 2050 transportation plan was presented. And on August 24th through 26th, Gary Troutman, Vicki Gillum, Cheryl Staggs, and I attended the Arkansas Economic Developers and Chamber Executives Conference in Rogers, where Gary was named the Arkansas Chamber Executive of the Year. So we wish him big congratulations for that honor. While we were there were several site consultants invited to participate in that event, and I was able to have one-on-one conversations with a few of those about some of our new opportunities in Hot Springs. On the 27th, I had a call to schedule a groundbreaking for a new downtown development that's going to be coming here in October. On the 27th, the chamber staff submitted the reaccreditation paperwork for the chamber's 5-star reaccreditation. Just to remind you, the 5-star is the highest level of accreditation. There's only 140 chambers out of 7,000 chambers in the United States that have that highest recognition. On the 28th, we attended the ribbon cutting for National Park College's new Redbud Hall, the new residence hall out there. On the 28th also, the two Garys met with Lakeside Superintendent Bruce Orr and his CTE staff. And then later that day, I met with Craft and Toll to talk about an upcoming economic development project. On the 29th, I had a call to plan another groundbreaking that's going to be coming later this fall for one of the economic development projects that's coming to fruition. And then on the 30th, the headline in the paper, National Park College and UAM partner to offer 4-year computer information systems degree right here in Hot Springs. We love to see that more 4-year degrees that you can get right here in Hot Springs. And then finally, not in August, but the headline on September 3rd, the Army-Navy Hospital RFI nets 3 responses. Wonderful news. Great to see that process moving forward and the state taking an active leadership role in that. So that concludes my report. Happy to answer any questions.
Very good. Any questions of Cole? Director Webb?
Thank you, Mayor. Cole, anything to announce in regards to the Majestic property?
No, I don't believe they didn't send me with an update this month. So I'll bring word back to them that they need to do better.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any additional questions? Hearing none, thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, we'll also have 2 proclamations next Tuesday night, one for Constitution Week and one for Hispanic Heritage Month. Moving into the consent agenda section, the first resolution, Resolution R-25-164, is a resolution acknowledging receipt of the City of Hot Springs financial statements for July 2025, and I'll be taking that, Mayor. Monthly financial statements are issued to keep city management and constituents apprised of the financial condition of the City of Hot Springs. The July 2025 financial statements will be provided as an attachment to your board action request, and staff recommends acknowledging receipt of the July 2025 financial statements.
Any questions of Karen? Hearing none, thank you.
Thank you. The next item is Resolution R-25-165, a resolution authorizing certain changes to the signatories on all City of Hot Springs accounts with Bank OZK and Cruz & Associates, and I will also be taking that one. The City of Hot Springs maintains multiple bank accounts at Bank OZK as well as accounts with Cruz & Associates. Financial institutions and investment banking firms require formal board approval when any changes are made to the signatories on accounts. Due to the changes in the Assistant Finance Director personnel, it is necessary to make such changes. Board approval is needed to 1, remove Steve Martin from all accounts and signatory authority, and 2, add Keisha Gansky to all accounts, as well as adding her as a signatory. Staff recommends approving these changes.
Any questions of Karen on this item? Thank you.
Thank you. Next, consider Resolution R-25-166, a resolution awarding a bid to JCON Inc. for certain 2025 stormwater drainage repairs and improvements and authorizing a budget adjustment. And Ron Seabright, our Public Works Director, will present this item.
Good afternoon. This is to approve 3 additional drainage projects, which we have on the books. One of them is Amber Street and Cedar Street. That was damaged during the big flood when we had the big, in April. The second one is Delaware Street and Chelsea Street, which is causing home flooding, which we're going to make some improvements in that area. And the third one is on Lakeshore Drive and Oxford Street. We had 5 competitive bids this time around, and the lowest responsible bidder was J-Con at $297,498. We currently have in our stormwater budget $140,440, and we're asking for a budget adjustment of $150,100 to make these projects whole.
Very good. Any questions on this item? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next item is Resolution R-25-167, a resolution approving a change order to the contract with Western Millwright Commercial Construction Company, Inc. for certain 2025 sidewalk improvements in the amount of $183,140. And Gary Carnahan, our engineering director, will present this item.
Thank you. Good afternoon. In June, we accepted some bids, and in July, we awarded a contract to Western Millwright for sidewalk projects in the city. And that bid was less than we had estimated in our engineering estimate. So we had then additional funding in the calendar year for sidewalks. And the bid we received was very favorable unit prices, better than we had received previously in previous years. So we want to take advantage of that. We approached Western Millwright to see if they'd be willing to add additional work into that contract for the same unit prices, and they were willing to do so. So we're asking, this is kind of a city-initiated change order, asking to add $183,140 to their contract, which will bring the total amount of their contract to $485,236, which is within the funding that we have available this year.
Very good. Any questions on this item?
Thank you.
Gary.
The next item is Resolution R-25-168, a resolution approving change order number 1 to the contract with Diamond Construction Company for certain changes in the scope of work required for Phase 2 of the Gulfa Basin Force Main Project in the amount of $227,797. And the staff, Todd Pillar, Engineering Project Manager, will present this.
Thank you, and good afternoon. Diamond Construction, who's building the Phase 2. Phase 2 36-inch pipe. Going to the Davison Drive wastewater treatment plant. Max Foot is modifying the inlet box where all our sewage goes into at the headworks. And they stopped short because they weren't exactly sure what would happen with Max Foot's construction. So this little change order, I forget their original contract amount, like $4 million something. A little over $4 million. It's less than 5%, but I was told because it's over $60,000, I had to bring it to the board. So what this for is pipe and fittings to match up with Max Foot's construction at the headworks at the Davison Drive. And it is in the amount of $227,797, and it will come out of the 449, the wastewater bond fund.
Any questions on this item? Any questions for Todd? Director Webb?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Todd, just off the top of your head, is this going to affect any future projects down the road as far as this change order? Or the funding, available balance for funding or appropriated funds for future projects with this bond money, making this change order?
No, sir. No, Director Webb.
If I remember right, I think you said we were actually ahead of the game a little bit on what's left in the reserve.
We are. Diamond stopped short because they didn't know exactly what Max Foot was going to do at the Davidson Drive wastewater plant. So this is the change order to make sure we got all the pipe and the fittings to match them. But no, it won't change anything.
Mayor, Director Webb, if I might, we did have savings on 3 different bids that came out of these bond funds, and so we do have enough funds to pay for this and still have the projections met that are on the projects yet to bid.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any additional questions? Hearing none, thank you.
Thank you.
The next item is Resolution R-25-169, a resolution approving a lease agreement between the City of Hot Springs General Fund and Hot Springs Memorial Airport for certain property located at the Hot Springs Memorial Field Airport. And Don Roulette, our airport director, will present this item.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Scenic Hill Solar Company has been partnering with the City of Hot Springs to build ground-mounted solar power facility on the airport property. It's 5.86 acres on the west side of the airport, and due to FAA regulations and policies, land use of an airport has to be 1, approved usage, and 2, it has to be under a lease to show that it's accounted for. So with this resolution, it's the City of Hot Springs, the general fund, leasing this 5.86 acres from the airport, and that will be a total of $1,595 monthly for a 25-year lease with 25-year renewal. And then that a lot of that will be offset by the power savings through the solar system.
Any questions on this item? Thank you.
Mayor?
Oh, Director Webb?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Just one question. I might have entered a state of confusion, but the close to $1,600 a month lease agreement, that's the city paying this company, or the company paying us, the city?
It's the city paying the airport. The
Okay,
city is
gotcha.
leasing
City paying the airport, okay.
property from the airport fund.
And that's for, you were saying 25 years?
25
25-year
years.
lease, and then a 25 renewal at the completion of 25?
Correct.
5.86 acres, is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And solar panels, right?
Right. Ground-mounted solar panels.
Thank you.
Any additional questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item is Resolution R-25-170, a resolution approving the Community Development Block Grant Program Year 2024 Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report, or CAPER, for submission to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. And Sarah DeLozier, our grant writer, will present this item.
Thank you, and good afternoon. The City of Hot Springs is a designated community development block grant entitlement community. As an entitlement community, the city must submit a consolidated annual action performance and evaluation report, the CAPER, within 90 days of the close of our fiscal program year. The 2024 CAPER covers the period from July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, and represents our first year of the city's 24 through 28 consolidated plan. It evaluates how our CDBG funds are used to support housing, neighborhood revitalization, nonprofit services, and infrastructure improvements to low and moderate income areas across Hot Springs. In 2024, the city directed over half of its CDBG resources to targeted neighborhoods, including the historic Pleasant Street District, Crescent, Lafayette, Portland corridors, Park Avenue, and Gateway communities. We partnered with nonprofits such as Habitat for Humanity, OCYFS, and the Literacy Council to deliver citywide benefits. We approved a substantial amendment to support the Community Resource Center with critical safety upgrades required for the emergency shelter overnight operations in the winter. We adopted new zoning codes to expand housing choices through ADUs and higher density development. We were timely in meeting our HUD spend down requirement in fiscal year 2024, which was a marked improvement from the prior year. However, we do have 21 open projects across multiple years that we are needing to move forward and get them to spend down funds in fiscal year 25 and beyond. And we are working to strengthen our subrecipient agreements and make clearer milestones for reporting and working with them to complete their projects in a timely fashion. We may consider in the future awarding fewer projects and focus more deeply on our outcomes rather than outputs. And that will be something I'll be working with the CDAC committee in the coming weeks and months. The CAPER is made available for a 15-day public comment period that started on September 5th and will run actually through September 20th. The CDAC committee last week wanted to open it up for additional amount of dates, so we have made it open until September 20th. It is available right now on the city's website. It is down in the planning development office in a physical format, and folks can email if they want to take a look or copy and ask any questions. CDAC did vote 4-1 to recommend the board approve the CAPER report as submitted to you all, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions of Sarah? Director Webb?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. So, Sarah, in our packets, you will include what that list is, right? The list that we approved earlier in the year, or I guess that we reviewed that was approved by CDAC earlier.
Yes,
Wasn't it nine projects, right about 9?
Yes, so actually the CAPER report, there will be a link to the fiscal year 2024 annual action plan, which has those projects listed, and then you'll receive in your packet the full CAPER report. I'll apologize in advance that there's some tables and formatting data that seems wonky and a little out of alignment, and that's because it's in the HUD portal and inputs that came in from other dates that we have no control of, but we tried to address those in the narrative sections of the CAPER report, which I believe is around 33, 35 pages that will be in your packet to review.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah,
Any additional questions? Hearing none, thank you.
thank you.
Your next item will be Resolution R 25-171, a resolution awarding a contract to Pro Track and Tennis, Inc. for tennis pickleball court resurfacing at Kimmery Park and Family Park in the amount of $109,040. Adam Ussery, the Sports and Recreation Director, will present this item.
Thank you. The existing tennis courts at both locations are in need of resurfacing to ensure safe and enjoyable play. In addition, the addition of multi-use pickleball lines will expand recreational opportunities and support the growing popularity of pickleball in the community. The City of Hot Springs advertised an invitation to bid, requesting bids for the court resurfacing project at Kimmery Park and Family Park. After reviewing and evaluating the 2 submitted proposals for the tennis and pickleball court resurfacing and striping projects, staff determined that Pro Track and Tennis, Inc. submitted the lowest bid. The bid included additional items that are not planned for at this time, so after negotiating the scope of work to meet the current budgetary constraints, an award of a contract in the amount of $109,040 is recommended.
Very good. Any questions on this item?
I have one.
Yes, please.
Do we have any kind of statistics on usage of those 2 facilities?
No statistics that I'm aware of. I know that there was a group that played out at Kimmery for a while, Saturday mornings, but then I haven't seen them out there in a while, so I'm assuming they moved
What
on
about
to it.
Family Park?
I'm not sure of that one. That doesn't directly.
The reason
follow
I
me.
says I drive by Kimmery quite often
Yes, ma'am.
because I'm looking for usage of that area, and I rarely see anyone there.
Yeah.
But I drive by Family Park too because I'm on my way somewhere, and I'm not even sure where they are. Those
The-
cars. So if they're playing, I don't see them.
So the Family Park courts are in between the playground and the sand volleyball
By
area.
the horseshoes, kind of.
Yes,
Where the
kind of.
horseshoes were?
Horseshoes, yes. Where the horseshoes were, yes.
Thanks.
Any additional questions? Next item?
Resolution R-25-172, a resolution awarding a contract to Pilgreen Electrical Service, Inc. for the soccer field lighting projects at Kimmery Park and Linden Park in the amount of $278,800. And again, Adam will present this.
Kimmery Park and Linden Park are important venues for youth and adult soccer leagues, tournaments, and community events. Currently, neither park has field lighting for soccer. With board approval, a new high-performance LED sports lighting system would be installed at both parks. The LED system would allow extended playtime, improve safety, and provide players with consistent, high-quality lighting across the fields while maintaining energy efficiency. The city of Hot Springs advertised the invitation to bid, requesting bids for the soccer field lighting projects at Kimmery and Linden Park. After reviewing and evaluating the 6 submitted proposals for the LED project, staff determined that Pilgreen Electrical Service, Inc. submitted the lowest bid. A notice of intent to award this contract to Pilgreen Electrical was published, and no protests were received.
Any questions on this item? What's the time frame for the installation?
So they're about an 8 to 10 week material lead, and then it's a 30-day lead time on once they get the material in. So looking at probably December is my guess.
And how are they being mounted? These lights are, I mean, metal poles?
Yeah, 60 foot steel beams.
All right. Any additional questions? Thank you.
Mayor, your final item is under new business, and it is ordinance number O-2536, an ordinance amending certain sections of the Hot Springs Code, Titles 4, 15, 16, and 17, to align with the zoning code. Ordinance number 6513. Kathy Selman, our Planning Development Director, will present this item.
Thank you. Last November, the board adopted a new zoning code and a new zoning map, which became effective March 1st of this year. And what this ordinance does is take those elements of the new zoning code that redefined and renamed zone districts and goes throughout the rest of the Hot Springs Code to find areas where there are references to zone district names and puts in the equivalent or new terminology. So that is what this is. This is an update to those references to city zones and zone districts to align the existing Hot Springs Code to the new names in the zoning.
Any questions of Kathy on this item? We all good?
Thank you.
Thank you. That completes the review of the action items that will be formally addressed next Tuesday at 6 p.m. right here at City Hall. We've all enjoyed a little cooler weather, and of course it's getting darker earlier, so be careful going home.